On today's child seat video, we are out here taking a look at the all-new 2016 Kia Optima. This is a Graco Classic Ride 50 child seat, which is a convertible seat suitable for forward or rearward facing installation and children between 4 and 50 pounds. The Optima, like the Ford Fusion, Toyota Camry, and Honda Accord, is a mid-size sedan, except that these days a mid-size sedan is very, very large. This is over 190 inches long, which is a very large sedan in general. As we find in the rest of the competition, the major beneficiary to all that room is actually the back seats, which does bode very well for child seats. As usual, the first step in our process is in the front passenger seat, and I'm going to move this front passenger seat, same as I do in every vehicle, so that I have about an inch of legroom between my knees and the dashboard. I'm also going to put this seat in a fairly upright position because I personally find that comfortable. One nice touch that you'll notice right away in the Optima is that we now have a multi-way adjustable passenger seat. It doesn't have quite the same range of motion as the driver, but we do have an 8-way power mechanism and a 2-way adjustable lumbar support, which is fairly unusual in this segment. Thanks to the growth that we've had in this mid-size sedan segment in general, and the Optima in particular, we have no problem fitting rearward-facing child seats in the back behind a 6-foot-tall passenger. Due to the way the dashboard in the Optima is shaped, the front passenger seat can comfortably move a little bit further forward for a 6-foot passenger than a 6-foot driver. So over here on the driver's side of the vehicle, it is a little bit tighter, but I could still put this child seat safely behind me and comfortably drive the car for a long distance. Note that this child seat is at the proper angle, but it is not actually latched in place, and if properly latched in place, it would actually move about an inch further rearward. Thanks to the wide rear bench seat, I had no problem fitting 3 child seats across the back, or 2 very comfortably and 1 adult. When it comes to forward-facing child seats, we have 2 sets of latch anchors for the outboard seating positions. That's pretty normal in this segment, and 3 sets of top tether anchors. Now, due to the size of this rear bench seat, I was able to comfortably fit 2 child seats and 1 adult, or 3 child seats across the back. Now, you will find a little bit more room in practical terms inside the Honda Accord for the 3 across child seat, especially if your child seats are a little bit larger than these Graco Classic Ride seats. One thing I should point out while we're back here is that the center position's headrest is not removable. It is fixed into place and part of the seat. That means that when you put this top tether anchor right there and latch it very firmly into place, it will be digging in on this center headrest. And if you remove the seat over a period of time, you will leave an indentation right there in the foam. Now that said, the top tether anchors are very well placed in this segment, and even with these large buckles in the Graco Classic Ride 50 seat, I had no problems installing them on either of the outboard seating positions, removing the headrest, latching them firmly into place. At just under 16 cubic feet, the Optima's trunk is essentially the same size as most of the entries in this segment. It'd be the Camry, the Accord, something like that Nissan Altima. However, this trunk's shape is a little bit more like the Altima than the Accord or the Camry. You'll notice I have this 24-inch roller bag, and it's actually in this vertical position, turned 90 degrees from normal, and it'll actually fit in the trunk that way. You can actually put them right here as well in that position and still close the trunk lid. Now you can't do that in the Accord or the Camry because their trunks are not quite as deep. Now that said, the Altima's trunk is still a little bit more practical because putting 24-inch roller bags in this position is a bit of a squeeze in this trunk, and it happens a little bit more easily over there in the Nissan. The Nissan has almost enough room actually to put a 26-inch roller bag in that same position, and 26-inch roller bags are definitely too tall for this trunk. This extra height is really important when it comes to inserting child seats in the trunk. You can see that they easily go inside the opening right there, and they scoot all the way to the back of the trunk. You'll notice that some of the mid-size sedans out there, the trunks are a little bit shorter, and that means you can't push those child seats all the way to the back while they're on their side. Thanks to the generous size of this trunk, even though we have these tubular hinges right here, I had no problem carelessly tossing in 3 child seats, as you can see right here, a 26-inch roller bag, a 24-inch roller bag, and still closing the trunk lid. In fact, I suspect that I could actually fit about 2 more of these 24-inch roller bags in the back, and that's not something you could do in every entry in this segment. Thanks for taking the time to check out this video. Again, I'm Alex Dykes, and this has been the 2016 Kia Optima. Be sure and check out the full review on the Optima on my channel as well, and I'll see you next week.